Let's talk Cardano in this video, and we're going to get into an interesting metric that a lot of people think the price of Cardano may follow. So I'm going to break that all down for you guys in this video. I appreciate all my returning subscribers. If you're not a subscriber yet to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, and let's talk some ADA. Okay, so what I'm about to share with you guys is the comments from Charles Hoskinson. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later on in this video. Ending the speculation that the government has control over them. We talked a little bit about the Cardano, or I should say the United States Strategic Reserve as it relates to crypto, and ADA being featured in that. We'll get into some of the kind of back channels within what Hoskinson has revealed. But what I want to share with you guys right now is the skyrocketing, all right, 99% in a very crucial metric. Will the Cardano price follow? All right, so as we talk about the Cardano price, we'll talk about the 10th spot. That's where they rank currently in market cap right now, trading at a 57 cents price level, okay? So as you look on the day, we're down 0.9%, but it's been one for the last month. Since falling down below 70 and 60 cents respectively, Cardano has been trading at around a 57, 58 cents price tag. And for me, guys, this is not financial advice. I'll never tell you when to buy or sell crypto, but 50 cents is kind of that floor for me. Okay, so as Cardano dipped to 51, if you were looking to add Cardano, just being honest with you, unless somebody only trades Cardano, they really aren't trying to add. It's not a crypto that I swing trade. It's a crypto that I think that is value if we do want to talk about the long-term potentials. But right now, as it currently stands, if we're trading close to 60 cents, I kind of want to see where we're headed from a more of a macro standpoint before we get kind of stuck in between a trade. But around that 50, 51, 52 cents level, I do see some value right now as we look at ADA, okay? But I want to get into these articles. They are very important, okay? And kind of the speculation that comes from not just that metric, but Hoskinson's comments. But first, if you are looking to trade crypto with a new exchange, I highly encourage you to check out my link down below for BTCC. From there, guys, one of the hottest promotions in crypto. All right, you will get 10% of a bonus on your first time deposit. You will also get 40% discount on trading fees. So if you are a spot leverage trader out there in the game, I do implore you to check out BTCC. That link is down below. No VPN or KYC necessary. Make sure you do your own research, understand their terms and conditions. But if you want to start trading on that platform, the link is down below, okay? But as we look into this metric, will the price follow? We're going to be talking about what we're looking into the volume, okay? Now, volume, as we relate it to crypto, does not necessarily mean, okay, the volume's up, well, the price of said asset is going to go up as well. But according to the latest data from CoinMarketCap, right now, over 99% up in the last 24 hours. That's a very bullish sign, though, as we look for not just the retail kind of steam as we pick up adoption numbers, but the institutions. That's where I think Cardano is going to really look into the real surge that we are expecting as we look into over $500 million is what that transactional volume does make up, okay? So this surge around $517 million, okay? That's something where you look into the fully diluted value of about $26.41 billion. This has been one of the best performing altcoins in the market at the moment. Now, a lot of people out there are probably saying, well, not really. Cardano's price is stale, it's stagnant. Sure, but in terms of the metrics that do kind of usually precede bull moves, this is what we're talking about, okay? In the 24-hour price gain that we have seen over 1.36%, essentially down from there right now as we are down 0.9%, but the 60 cents level, that's the battle that we are fighting in terms of the ADA price. We can talk about kind of where we looked for a reversal, okay? The volume that we have talked about also. For me, guys, the biggest metric that I am looking at is that Bitcoin layer 2. Okay, that's for me the number one kind of highlight within Cardano's roadmap, the reason why I'm bullish on ADA, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to in 2025. But as we look for these primary drivers of growth, okay, the institutional adoption, that's going to be the cliche word that everybody throws around, right? The ETFs, the institutional adoption, BlackRock, Grayscale, what have you, okay? But a $0.4 million inflow for Cardano over the past week, as we have seen the funding rate top $1 billion, kind of leaves us with the question, how high can the Cardano price surge, okay? Well, as we look into that value, all right, that has fluctuated within that 50 to 70 cents range approximately, this is where we have to look for a lot of the macro, in my opinion. All right, I'm throwing out all of these headlines, right? We could talk midnight, we could talk the Cardano ETF, we could have all the bullish headlines in the world, but as we've seen with Bitcoin, right, It does not mean a lick. If we have a conflict in the Middle East, it doesn't mean anything. If we have the interest rates rising, there's a lot of macro that's right now going on that's kind of plaguing cryptocurrency, and that's kind of how I feel as it relates to ADA, okay? So that's kind of my breakdown of what we're looking into, but Cardano DeFi, as well as that Bitcoin layer 2 and the Midnight protocol coming about within that airdrop. I think those are all big catalysts, big headlines, but we'll actually kind of see what kind of price action we get, because a lot of times we do get to buy the rumor, sell the news that does occur. All right, but as it relates to Cardano and Charles Hoskinson being at the helm, this is something very relevant that I thought was worth discussing as we look into the accusations, right? As we talk about kind of how people think that there is a control, a censorship over that centralization, if you will, within what ADA is doing. And over the years, claiming that the slow development cycles to the ghost chain accusations. But when Hoskinson wants to battle back, he kind of alludes to the fact that they have over 150 dApps and smart contracts running concurrently. And also, just this kind of quote from him on X. Okay. And guys, if you don't follow me on X, my handle is at the bottom left of your screen and in the description down below. But he says he loves someone to explain to him how the government can tell him how to censor Cardano. Okay, he'll wait. And that is a very, I guess you would say, a one-sided argument, as he really does put his foot down. And he doesn't really hold back when he does want to kind of combat and talk about kind of what's happening in the market. All right, but as you look into kind of what's happened, the one thing I will say about that is the hundreds of millions of dollars in question with that misappropriation and kind of how that was handled about 6 years ago. And that's kind of where early on, it really does make someone wonder what happened with those funds. But obviously, as it was corrected, it's not really a concern right now in present day. But with these claims that people are saying that ADA is dependent on the IOHK team and it lacks sufficient decentralization, I would make the argument here today that they are the most decentralized when it comes to kind of that top 10, top 25 crypto, with someone at the head, with a founder in control, and really just doing the right things, just not necessarily having the price impact, okay? And that's kind of where I look into where he talks about the DeFi stimulus idea with his $100 million that he proposes that the foundation behind the Cardano treasury deploys ADA to purchase DeFi native assets, okay? We're talking USDM, USDA, and even Bitcoin as we look into that layer 2. Now, within that would drive liquidity. It would boost the adoption within the ecosystem. It's a bold move, okay? But other people are thinking that that is something where that's $100 million in ADA. And if you do that, that could have a negative consequence on the price of the native asset, okay? So right now, guys, it is kind of just all the same. And I know as Cardano holder myself, it is very disheartening. You want to watch your crypto, you want to watch your bags grow, you want to see the crypto that you believed in just continue to ascend in price. And I do understand that. I share that viewpoint with you guys. I've been a holder for Cardano for years and years, okay? I bought it at 19 cents and I bought it at almost $3, okay? Trust me, I know I don't want to say FUD, but I know the pitfalls that is surrounding the Cardano blockchain, okay? But I also know some of the things that made me buy Cardano at $2.90 plus, okay? And those things are still present and prevalent today as we talk about ADA. So it's tough, but it's tough for everyone, not just Cardano. Unless you're a Bitcoin holder that just only holds Bitcoin, or if you're out there in the trenches, you're swinging DeFi around and you're making some 10x, 100x gains, sure, that's a whole different equation. But if you believe in a project, a blockchain, an ecosystem, such as Cardano, there's a lot of reasons why you should be bullish. And that's just kind of what I want to reiterate in this video and break down some of the recent news and headlines that are coming about in the news today involving ADA. So appreciate all the minutes that you did spend watching this video. If you're still sticking around, I do hope that you all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button as well. Appreciate all the support. And also, if you do want to start trading on BTCC, that link will be down below in the description as you guys exit this video. But I thank you once more, and we'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.